Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of That Ain't My Daddy. That Ain't My Daddy is a place to help you become financially free, unlike any way you've probably ever heard of. And it'll be the easiest way. It'll be so easy, you'll be mad at yourself, okay? Just like I was. All right. Well, who am I? My name is Linnell, and I was a computer engineer for the last 20 years of my life. Hello, Record America. How are you? Thank you for participating and thank you for saying hello. I appreciate it. Uh, I was a computer engineer for the last 20 years, making six figures. And one day, and this part I cannot explain. One day I just was like, something's not right. Something's not fitting. I didn't know what it was, but I knew I wasn't getting financially ahead and I couldn't get my finger on it. Long story short, I was trapping myself in debt. So debt was keeping me from progressing financially. That's the best way I can say it. Now that I'm out of debt, I've experienced a freedom like I've never had in my life. I'm financially free. I haven't had a traditional job. Let's say not work. I haven't had a traditional job for the last 4 years, maybe something like that. I quit, no, 3 years, excuse me, because I quit in 2016. So 3 years, going on 4 years. Sorry, this January will be 4 years. And man, so now I just share with everybody to help you see in the best way I can explain it. All right. First of all, it's only fifth grade math. Apply this. I always reiterate the same mathematical formula throughout my videos because this is how easy it is. Add up all your savings, add up all your debt, and then go savings minus debt equals how much money you have in real life. 9 times out of 10, because 85% of America are in debt, 15% of us are not, and we're living free as birds. That number is going to be a large negative number. You change that number from deep in the red, meaning below zero, to the black, meaning above zero. All right, today's topic, let me get my notes here so I can stay on track. How to buy a house in 2 easy steps. All right. First, I want you to understand when you listen to the things I'm saying, if your feelings get involved, you start to get upset, etc., etc. Let me move this to the side here so I can see. You start to get upset. Those are feelings. All right. And math and money are one. The only thing that can separate math and money are feelings. You get feelings in between, it's going to go, and it's going to go crazy all over the place. All right. And once you see this large negative number, you're going to be scared. You're going to be like, oh my God, that's going to take forever to pay off. I can't do this. I can't go on vacations and this and that. Not realizing you're already deep in the red. You're doing things, but it's all borrowed money and just digging yourself deeper and deeper in the hole, right? Once you accept this large negative number and say, this is what I'm going to do, and realize you really have no other choice but to pay that debt off and get out of it. Once you bring it from the red to the black, and during this process, paying this debt off, you're going to feel the pain of what you've done to yourself financially. And that's a very important part. You must feel the pain of what you've done. The purpose of that, and this is why I'm telling you, because I've done it. When I was paying off my debt, taking my check and just dropping it on, I was like, ooh, till one day it was gone. And then those checks, they just stack in the bank. Boom, boom, boom. You see how fast it goes up? Ooh. Anyway, all right. How to buy a house in 2 easy steps. First of all, that's not number one. But first of all, before I get into 2 topics, before I get into 2 numbering for the 2 reasons, I don't know why I'm messing up. Anyway, remember, no mortgage in the world makes anyone a homeowner. Okay? Don't fall into the trap like millions of Americans have done, believing they're a homeowner while having a mortgage. And stay real with yourself, okay? You couldn't have bought the house without the bank's money, without the bank's help. And until you pay back the bank all of their money, they own the house until you pay back every cent. Once you pay back every cent, then you're a homeowner, okay? Now, this is the only way you should purchase a home if you need a mortgage. Okay, first of all, you already know cash. If you had cash, cool, you're an instant homeowner. But if you don't have the money, this is the only way you should finance a home. Okay, I promise you. All right, here we go. Number one, the type of mortgage. All right, the type of mortgage you want is a conventional mortgage only. Nothing less than a conventional mortgage. Nothing. All right. You want to finance the home the cheapest interest rate as possible. The less money you have to pay to borrow that money to buy that home, and the fastest way you're going to pay that home off. Okay. There's two types of conventional mortgage. There's a fixed rate mortgage that is more designed for. Now I'm not going to go into detail. This is going to be a really quick one today. A fixed rate mortgage is designed for people who plan on living in a home for long term. An adjustable rate conventional mortgage is designed for people that's going to live in the house short term. Okay, you can go into the details of that. All right. Number two, you got to figure out if you're financially ready to buy a house, and this is the easiest way to do that. Add up all your savings. That formula works for everything. I'm telling you. Add up all your savings, then add up all your debt, and then go savings minus debt equals how much money you have for a house. If your number is in the negative, you're not ready for a house. You can't buy it. That's mathematically impossible. You cannot buy a house with negative dollars. Okay? Math is law when it comes to money. Always trust your math. Okay? If that number is in the positive, I want you to walk into the bank and ask for a conventional mortgage. Okay? The bank is going to, once you walk into the bank and ask for a conventional mortgage, the bank is going to hand you a list of requirements. If you meet these requirements, congratulations. You just got a mortgage and you just bought a house. If you don't meet those requirements, you leave the bank and you don't come back until you do meet the requirements. It's that simple, just like that. If you don't meet the requirements, you say thank you and leave. All right. Now, some banks, all right, they'll try to push you towards what's called subprime mortgages. And for example, I'm gonna give you a few examples of what subprime mortgages are. They're mortgages all below the conventional, the top dog. The conventional is the top dog. Anything below the conventional is considered subprime mortgages. Okay, FHA mortgages, VA mortgages, USDA mortgages. All right. If the bank offers you that, if you're turned down for a conventional, you tell them, no, thank you. I'll wait till I qualify for a conventional, and then you leave. Just like that. Now I know, now this is a little bit off. Those are the only two you need. Those are only two things you need to know when you're ready to buy a house. That's it. I know people make it sound complicated. It's really not. All you need to know is your money. Okay? Now, some of you that are probably in the age range of late 20s, getting ready to go on 30, because people coming out of 20s going in 30, you start thinking you're getting old and all this stuff. 30 is not old, okay? You just think it is because the society is making you think like that. So you start getting house fever and you seeing all your friends the same age. Oh, we got a house, they got a house, and then they start getting matching cars for the house. All right, it's all financed, okay? Now, you probably start getting jealous. Never be jealous of somebody's financed car, financed house. That's the bank's house. That's the bank's car. Don't be getting jealous over the bank stuff, okay? Yeah, exactly. You know what? Exactly. House and babies everywhere, putting the pressure on you. Oh my God, I have to have 2.5 kids and 2 matching cars in the driveway, so when my friends come by, they can see we're just making it. Woohoo! Don't. I'm telling you this because I did it. Because I didn't know. So I'm giving you guys the advantage right now to not, you're right, and a dog, an expensive dog. Hey, Record America, you know what? People are financing dogs. Did you know that? I found that out like 2 months ago. People are financing dogs. So finance car, house, and a dog, maybe 2. Don't ever do that. Don't ever do that. Ever. All right, back to what I was saying. All right, don't get that house fever. Now, what the 2 steps that I told you about how to buy a house, I promise you, that's all you need to know. I promise. All right. Now, You're probably getting that house fever. Your friends are doing all this stuff. They're getting these things, and you're starting to, oh my God, because they got to finance the house, finance the car. Then they're probably going to finance the furniture that goes in the house, and then they just do it all. Okay, right. This is how you tell if the people you know, the family members. Math doesn't care about family members, color, race. Math doesn't care. 1 + 1 will always equal 2. Okay, that's all you need to care about. That's all math cares about. All right. When you do it, these are the questions you can ask somebody without them knowing why you're asking this question. Because, like I say in my previous videos, I used to live with what I call the debt matrix. Now, people that live in the debt matrix are all the people that believe in credit and debt and believe they're not anything or anyone without a high credit score, a mortgage, a finance car, a finance clothes, finance dog, finance everything. And they believe they are making it financially if they're in the debt matrix, okay? But they don't know they're in the debt matrix. I live there. Once you step out of the debt matrix, you're like, oh, crap. I don't own nothing. No, I didn't own nothing. Okay? They live in a debt matrix. So this is how you can tell if that person you believe has money, believe because of their job they got that house, because they have 2 incomes, all this TV stuff you hear about financial stuff, right? Hey, what's up? L. Willis, how you doing? Okay. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thank you. Now, this is how to decipher between, because you can't, as a person that may not know how to purchase a home and stuff, you probably look at people and say, wow, they got a nice car. Wow, they got a nice job. Look at that house. They must have money. Okay. And so you can just see, but you can't see what's behind the scenes. This is how you tell. Okay. In order to get a conventional mortgage, you must have at least 20% of the purchase price of the house in cash to put down on that house. Else you cannot get a conventional mortgage. Okay? You cannot get a conventional mortgage. All right. So now I'm gonna talk the way the people in the debt matrix talk, but they don't know they're talking like this. Okay? They don't know they're saying this. All right, say like the house was $350,000 that they purchased, okay? Now, people in the debt matrix love to tell everybody that how much the house cost. Whoa, I just bought a $350,000 house, as if they paid cash for it, okay? There is absolutely no reason why they should be telling everybody $350,000 like they had $350,000 cash. But that's the way the people in the debt matrix talk. They don't know they're saying that, okay? Let's go with 300,000 so I can make it even, okay? It was $300,000 house. Now, in order for them to purchase this house, this $300,000 house, they would have had to have $60,000 cash to put down on that house, okay? All right? So all you got to do is ask them, say, hey, how much did you have to put down on that house? If they say anything less than $60,000, they didn't do it right. They got a subprime mortgage. 9 times out of 10, they got a subprime mortgage. Okay, here's another one. Here's another question to ask without them knowing why you're asking. All right. Hey, what type of mortgage did you get? If they turn to you and say, I don't know, I think it's they did it wrong. Because people that manage money well, we know exactly what type of mortgage we get, because I thought about it 2-3 years before I was even going to get it. You just don't wake up in the year, just wake up that year and say, you know what? I'm almost 30. I need to get a house. You gotta have 20%. So if they tell you the price of the house, say like you're at work, because people do this. I don't know why they do this. They'll hear somebody at work, oh man, I make more than them. How'd they get a house before me? Because it has nothing to do with that. Nothing. You don't know how they bought that house. You have no idea. Wait till they tell you the price, and you don't even have to know math. All you gotta do is, they're gonna tell you the price. All you gotta do is put in Google 20% of the house price they tell you, and then it'll tell you the 20% they should have had to put 20% or more to put down on that house. And then also you turn to them and say, hey, how much you have to put down on the house? People with credit love to brag about not putting any money down on something in cars. Don't ever do that. And don't ever say that out loud. I don't care what your credit looks like. Never brag about financing something and not putting any money down. Don't ever do that, especially out loud. You don't know if the 15% of us are listening to you. Because when I hear that, that's it. They ain't got no money. They don't, no, not no money. They don't know how to manage their money well. Why would you want to first of all, I don't even want to finance anything. Never finance anything below a house, okay? A house is a big purchase. If you're going to finance it, make sure you do it right with the 2 steps I just told you. Other than that, you just wait. I don't care what your friend's saying. I don't care what they're doing. I don't care what it looks like. All you got to do is ask these questions. You'll know they did it wrong. Or if you do ask somebody, hey, what type of mortgage what type of mortgage did you get? If they say FHA, that's one of the worst. You know what? This is who FHA mortgages are for. For people that will not accept that they cannot afford a house. It's not the bank's job to teach people about money. It's the bank's job to make money. So don't fault the banks. If they push you to a subprime mortgage and you accept them terms, and you accept the terms inside of an FHA mortgage, ooh, woo! The bank is cha-ching. You sign all them FHA papers and you get them keys. You say, hey, bank, am I a homeowner? The bank goes, yeah, yeah, here you go. And they're going to hand you the keys. Good luck. Good luck. Them things got You still don't believe me? If you don't believe me that people still believe they are homeowners while having a mortgage, all you got to do is tell somebody with a mortgage, hey, you know you're not a homeowner if you have a mortgage. Watch them argue with you. You got to think to yourself, why are you arguing with me when math will clearly show you're not? That's how powerful this is. 85% of Americans are in debt. 15% of us are financially free because we know better to ever finance depreciating objects with interest. I'm not talking about a house, anything below a house. That alone, you hear the statement I just said? If you never, ever finance anything below a house, you will be financially free. Your money will stack so fast, so fast, so fast. And you could, with the information I'm sharing with you guys, you could tell people how you're doing it. They still won't believe you. That's how powerful this is. It's crazy. You know how mad I am right now. I'm 49. Well, I'll be 50 in December. You know how mad I am knowing I could have been a millionaire a long time ago in my 20s. I could have been a millionaire in my 20s. 30s? Oh, God. By the time, if you stop financing depreciating objects right now, by the time you get ready to buy a house, 20% of that house will be no problem at all. You'll laugh at that. I promise you, you will laugh at that. 20%, heck, I'm going 50. The faster you pay up, check it out. And once you're debt free, I'm not going to get into too much details about this part because you must be debt free, financially free to understand what I mean by this, okay? There's ways, once you're financially free, that you will be able to see you will pay that house off in 7 years. It counts on how serious you are. If you're dead serious, you probably can do it in 5. You probably can do it in 5. Counts on the price of the house. Let's just say a $350,000 house, right? You can pay that off in 5 years. I know it sounds crazy, don't it? But you don't know all the factors. There's so many things that you can just put in the pot and that thing will churn. And it's like setting a microwave. You just put all this stuff in a bowl, put it in there. Beep, 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 beep. 5 years, come back, ding, that house is paid for. And you will never, ever have another mortgage for the rest of your life. The first one will be the only one. I promise you. If you're in debt, and if you've been in debt all your life, you can't see or understand what I'm saying. That's the best way I can say it. All you need is a plan. Me, I can create a plan for you, right? I create a plan. You're gonna look at it. Oh man, that's gonna be hard. But when you do it, after you rough through it and finish it, you'll be free. You'll be freer than ever. You'll look at jobs different. buying houses, cars, because you will never have to pay full price for anything ever again. I will never pay full price for anything, ever. As long as there are people in debt, I don't have to pay full price for anything. Only people in debt have to pay full price for things. You will never, ever step on a car lot again, ever. They make people prepare themselves to go buy a car and stay at the car lot for 8 hours to get a depreciating object with interest. Ain't that crazy? 8 hours. If you had the cash to buy the car that you wanted on a car lot, would you wait for 8 hours for them to drive up that car so you could drive it away? Hell no, you'd be out of there in like 30 minutes. It's a thing. Same way with a house. If you do this, you follow these steps, if you ignore society of how they're buying houses and just do it in these 2 steps, I guarantee you, you will have that house paid off so fast. And you will never have another mortgage again, because once you pay it off, it appreciates. It appreciates faster when you own it too. And you stay in that house like 5, 10 years, whatever, how long you want to do, and it appreciates. Once you're ready, you sell it, you take all that money and buy another house. That's it. And if it's bigger, if you're financially free, your bread's still stacking, okay? You're still stacking money in the bank. So you decide you want a bigger house 5, 10 years later, you take the proceeds from the previous house, you take that, add a little more money, and you buy the house cash. Plus, remember this, when you're going to buy the next house cash, you got negotiating power, okay? Just because the sticker price, when you're financially free, sticker prices on anything don't mean anything to you anymore. Who cares what they say on the price? It doesn't matter. If you can walk up and say, I'll pay you this, I'll pay you cash, we can skip all that bank paperwork, we can go straight to whatever we need to do. And always, never forget this, always have a lawyer negotiate your house. No different than a business. When you're dealing, that's business. Don't take, just because you like that house, that's a personal thing. But when you're negotiating the price of that house, always do it with some type of lawyer. No different than a business. If you were buying a $300,000-$400,000 business, would you do it on your own with a handshake? No. You would get a lawyer to make sure all the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted. No different than a house. You don't play around. That's your money. 2 steps. Isn't that crazy? Now, if you went according to TV, I'll get your check stubs, 6 months this, okay, my overtime that, and this, negotiating in numbers that don't even exist. Savings minus debt equals how much money you have in real life. If that number's in the negative, you have no money to negotiate anything. But you have to know that. This simple mathematical formula will change your life forever. It has changed my life forever. Forever. I will never go back into debt. I'll catch the bus before I finance a car and wouldn't care what anybody thought. Oh, look at Linnell. He's riding the bus. He must be broke. Oh, man, I don't care what you think. I don't care what people in the debt matrix think. People in the debt matrix talk like that. You got to hear, they don't understand. You can share this video with people in the debt matrix. Hey, go and share. Hey, man, check out this guy, Linnell. On his business name is DebtAintMyDaddy. Check out what he's saying. And then they'll say, oh, what he's talking about. He doesn't have all these financial degrees and all this. It's just debt talk, okay? Oh, man, I can afford car payments. Okay. You got to ignore them. They're going to think whatever you're doing is weird. Pay off debt. Student loans are forever loans. That's debt talk. Student loans are forever loans. Oh, I'm never going to pay that off. It's small payments, this and that. They just talk like that. And I'm not talking about them, because remember, I lived in the debt matrix for most of my life. Now, check this out. I didn't wake up till age 40. So that means for the first 40 years, I was doing just like the majority. Now, every now and then, I think I would hear a sprinkle of somebody saying, hey, Linnell, if you can't buy the car cash, I think everybody's probably heard this. If you can't buy the car cash, you can't afford the car. In my mind, I was like, I don't care what you're talking about. $500 a month, that ain't nothing, bloggity, blah, blah, blah. If I can't buy the car cash, I can't buy the car. The money I'm using is borrowed money. So what that means is I'm paying more for the car than what it's worth. It's no different than a house. Now, if you're a person inside of a house right now, say like you have a mortgage, you don't know what type of mortgage you have. Or you might have a FHA mortgage or a VA mortgage or one of these subprime mortgages. Don't feel bad. You got to just make up in your mind. If you follow this plan to become debt free and become financially free, the house will be the last thing. I promise you this. If you paid off all your debt and the house is the last thing, I guarantee you, you will know exactly what to do, what you're going to do with this house. Guaranteed. I guarantee you will. You will know exactly your feelings, your attachment to the house. You'll be like, oh my God, I'll never own this house. What type of mortgage do I have? Oh my God, what's PMI? PMI is what? What's MIP? Hold up. You'll be talking to, you'll probably call up the banker. I got PMI through the whole life of my loan? Is that what you guys charged me from the beginning? Is that what that was? I didn't know what that was. Is that what that? Oh my God. You can actually, if you got 20% of whatever your house is worth, you can refinance out of the FHA into a conventional. Okay. That not all is not lost, but you must be financially free first. Okay. Don't worry about that right now. If you're caught up in it, get financially free, and then you will know exactly what to do when it's come to the time of your house. I promise you. Any questions? Any questions? I want to make sure whatever I said is clear, because one more thing I want to tell you guys this. For people that manage money well, let me say this for sure, really clear, okay? If you don't know about money, say you don't know about money. If you don't know about how mortgages work, say it out loud. Say it. Don't be scared to not say you don't know something. You know what? Ill Willis. Okay. Here's another thing. The best way I can say this, it's business. Okay. None of what I'm telling you is hidden. So what they're doing is business. It's not their fault that you don't know math. Okay. Because it's just fifth grade math. All right. They're really just saying, hey, if you don't know fifth grade math, we're going to take advantage of you. They take advantage of people that don't know about money. When you get on this side, you'll get out of these type of statements. Oh, taxes are keeping us down. Oh, big banks are ripping us off. They have no feelings. Wow, they put PMI, FHA, or MIPs on our. It counts. Ill Willis. It counts on which side of that you're on. If you're on the money making side of that, you won't look at amortization like that. I promise you, you won't. It's good to hear that everybody's in it. I want to buy a house. Okay, that's because look at it this way, Record America. Look at it this way. 5 years is not forever. Okay? If you do this, there is no other choice. If you are in debt, there is no other choice. Take that out of your mind that it's going to take forever. Put in your mind that you have no other choice. Let me give you an example. Okay. Right now it's a choice. So you're like, oh, maybe I will. I'm not saying you specifically. Okay. I'm not saying this is you, but people understand that they have a choice. All right. Now, say like you had a child. Okay. And you needed an X amount of dollars to pay a doctor to save your child's life. And so you needed to hurry up and pay off debt so you can save your child's life. That wouldn't even be a question. Oh my God. Okay. Anybody that come up to you and say you're poor and broke and you need a better car, you would look at them like you're crazy. You'd be like, hey, didn't I tell you I have to save money to save my child's life? Don't invite me to Hawaii. Don't invite me to a wedding. No, I can't go. I have no money. You wouldn't hesitate. You would say it quickly. This is the same thing. If you could experience this type of freedom, the only way I can do is just tell you about it. But you can't feel what I'm telling you. You can't feel it. I promise you, if you do the savings minus debt and you see that negative number, that is your net worth. Look at that number and say, wow, I am worth negative 100,000. I am worth a negative $50,000. Oh, okay. 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 Uh, For example, okay, good. I'm glad that you're debt free. Now, what I also help people do that are debt free, I point out things that I've like, for example, my phone bill. I pay $20 a month. Okay. Uh, my car insurance, I do liability insurance only. I don't have to have full coverage because I trust my driving record. I've never gotten an accident, right? And I own my car. If my car got wrecked, could I afford to replace it? Yeah, I can afford to replace it. So it's not a big deal. These are all things that can save you money. If you have a job, if you're uh, if you're not fully maximizing your 401k, you're missing money there because if you max out your 401k at 19,000, not only do you get to save. Now I know you say you're not making a lot of money. This is just a large. You can put in any amount you want. You could take that same amount of money off of your annual taxes. That's saving you money too. People in debt can't take advantage of those tax savings. That's double dipping. Save for retirement and this is every year, every single year. You could take that same amount off your annual taxes, dropping you in your tax bracket. That's money. That's called phantom income because you can't see it. It doesn't feel like it's there, but it's real. It's very real. Okay. So figure out, like, I got a bunch of things I can help you with to cut expenses if they're high. I can tell you ways. I got plenty of ways. Anything you can throw at me. You can email me at DebtAintMyDaddy, DebtAintMyDaddy@gmail.com. I can give you a couple ideas on what you can do. There's so many ways. When you're debt free, remember this: you don't have to pay full price for almost damn near anything you want. Never, ever. You got to remember, there's 85% of Americans are in debt. So whatever they're selling they're going to be selling something for some reason: divorce, kid sick, job loss, whatever. That's none of your concern. You're going to be there to pay half price for it with cash, period. You had a video about borrowing 401k. I need to watch it. Can you elaborate? Okay. Never borrow against your 401k, ever. Borrowing against your 401k is a sign that you're in financial trouble. Only people in financial trouble would ever take the risk of borrowing against their 401k, and I'll tell you why. Say, like, for example, now the terms, then people don't even really listen. Now, the upfront things trick people in debt. Hey, you're paying yourself back with interest. It's cheaper than borrowing money from the bank. Of course it's cheaper than borrowing money from the bank because you're not borrowing their money. Now, I'm not hating against the banks and financial places that are doing this. It's business. Okay? It's up to you to know about money. Hey, you're paying yourself back with interest. Let me tell you a couple of things that they're not telling you. First of all, if you lose your job, that money's coming due. You got to pay that. If you don't, you could borrow up to 50% of your retirement. Oh my God. And you lose your job, lay off, whatever, that money's going to come due. If you don't have the money, guess what? They're going to tack it onto your annual income. You're going to get a 10% penalty and your tax bracket because they're going to add it to that year's tax bracket. Boom. And now, here's another thing. When you fund your 401k, they take it out before taxes, okay? So you're saving taxes. But when it's time to pay it back, guess what? You can only pay it back with after-tax money. So that means you got to pay back more of it. So say like you borrowed $5,000. When it's time to pay back, you're paying back with after-tax money. So first you get your $5,000, but after taxes, and it's going to be $4,000 something, right? In order for you to pay back the money to the 401k, you got to pay back more money because it's less money because it took out the taxes. And then they come up with this with interest. And this is what it really is, okay? It's like it's a hidden penalty for borrowing your money early without really saying it. It's just business. It's not a trick, okay? You pay it back with more money because it's after-tax dollars, and then this with interest. I don't know where that comes from. That's just the stupidest thing, but I know why. It's to make more money. So say like you pay back the $5,000, but it's really $6,000, okay? Because of after taxes after-tax money, and it's paid yourself back with interest. And guess what? When it's time for retirement, now you borrow 5,000, probably pay back 6 actually, right? And then when it's time for retirement, on the other end, guess what? When you pull that $6,000 out, they tax it again. 2 times, double tax. 2 times. It's not a secret. It's because you don't know. It's business opportunities for people that don't know basic math on their finances. That's it. Nothing more than that. And you notice how people will say out loud, okay? And I've been at family functions around people. Oh man, I'm about to borrow this money for my 401k, probably 13, 15,000, and they be bragging like it's something good. And I'd be like, oh my God. But when you know the information I'm telling you, you got to be quiet, because they're going to take offense to it. They don't want to hear what you got to say, even though it's helping them. They don't want to hear what you got to say. They're going to think you think you're smarter than me. You must have more. None of that. You just want to go, I just want to go, no, it's just math. 5th grade math. Why do you think they make it look so good when everybody gets paid on it? At your job, the administrative fees, and then they take it out of your check, and this is the thing that you got to remember. Savings minus debt equals how much money you're contributing to retirement. Okay? If that number's in a negative, you're not contributing anything. You can't contribute negative dollars to your 401k. That's mathematically impossible. But if you don't know that, you don't know that. So you're borrowing, you're just really borrowing their money. You think it's yours, but it's not yours because you can't contribute to anything because you're in a negative. That's impossible. You get what I'm saying? But when you're in debt, you can't see that. Math, even though math will clearly show that that's true. Isn't that crazy? That's crazy. Same thing. Now, this is going to be another one of my videos, but I'm going to just give you guys a brief thing over it. Oh, man, I forgot it just that quick. Good. Then I'll keep it for the other video. More time for that one. But anyway, I'm gonna stick with the retirement. You cannot invest negative dollars. You can't. Hey, okay. Thanks, man. Thanks, Ill Willis. Hey, okay. Now I'm back. Okay. Now this is what I wanted. Once you're on this side of the game, right? Once you're on this side, I'm telling you, I can just express it. You can't feel what I feel, but follow my math and you'll see it. You'll be like, yeah, I hear what he's saying and his math is right, but how come I don't believe him? How come I don't believe my own math? I get it. I totally get it. Now, if you go to investors, say like you don't, of course, a lot of people don't know about money, so they're just going to trust a financial advisor, okay? This is all you got to do. You don't even have to know what they know. This is how you'll know that they're working for you. This is how easy it is. This is free. Log into your Credit Karma. If you don't sign up, it's free. Log into Experian, because Experian is separate from Credit Karma. Credit Karma has TransUnion and Equifax, okay? And Experian is separate. Log into the account, get your account. It's totally free. Add up those 2 numbers of debt, okay? It's going to be a large negative number. Write that down on a piece of paper, then go see your financial advisor. And then once you walk in and say, hey, financial advisor, hey, I added up all my debt. Here you go. Here's the number, and just hand it to them. Don't say nothing. Just hand it to them. Now, a good financial advisor, if I was there at that desk and you came up to me and you said, this is my negative number, I'll say, oh, yeah, you can't invest in anything until you get rid of this number. You're in a negative. You can't invest negative dollars to anything. You only can invest in yourself. Have a nice day, or I'll create a plan for you how to get out of that large negative number. But other than that, you can't do nothing. But if they start saying, hey, invest in Apple, and then you invest in this stock, and this portfolio, they'll start using fancy words on you. In this portfolio, and then you'll take the interest, and you take the interest, and you take it back, and you take the money from the interest, and then you pay off the student loan debt, and this and that. Just let them talk. It's debt talk. It's debt matrix talk, okay? You just sit back and go, oh, do that? Okay. Because you don't really even understand. That's why you're coming to them in the first place. So you don't even really understand investing. If your finances are in the negative, you really don't understand. You're never going to understand what they're saying because your finances are negative. You don't know about money, obviously. And that's nothing to be embarrassed about. Say it to yourself. I don't know about money because I'm in the negative, obviously. But that's okay. All right. Let them talk. Right. And then you go, hey, Mr. Financial Advisor, how am I supposed to invest in all the stuff you're telling me to invest with negative dollars? I just gave you that piece of paper. How can I invest with negative dollars? That's mathematically impossible. They're going to have to agree with you. If they don't, they're not for you. You get up and leave. They're there to make money off of you. They don't care about if you get financially free. They don't care. See what I'm saying? That's how it works. You don't even have to know about money. All you need to know is the base. What I'm telling you, this is what I tell people that ask me what I do. I create and help you understand the base. It all has to start somewhere. All your money starts with you. Not saying a financial advisor might not be good at what he does, but if he doesn't know the base, you got to ask yourself, how come he doesn't know? Even after giving it to him, how come he doesn't know I'm in negative? I'm in a negative. How come he doesn't know? Because he doesn't care. You're just a account number or something. Who knows? You don't even have to know anything about money. This is how, and here's one more, and I'm gonna leave it off of that. This is how you know what type of a financial advisor to choose. That's the first one. Okay. If you're in a negative and he tells you wrong, he tells you to invest anyway, you don't want to see him. If you go to another financial advisor, go to several with that negative number. The first financial advisor that tells you you cannot invest in anything because you're in a negative, that's the one you want to go with. That's the one you want to go with, I promise you. He's there for you. He's there for his passion. This is my passion. I can't do people like that. That's just, especially since I'm financially free. And I guarantee you, the ones that'll try to help you invest, try to tell you to invest with negative dollars, if you saw their personal credit report, I bet you they're in debt deeper than you. It all matters who is closer to zero. Who's closer to zero? That's all that matters. You could be $20,000 in debt. The person with excellent credit, 850 credit score, because people love to brag on their credit scores. Doesn't mean anything. That just means the banks love you for paying back their money on time. That's it. Nothing more than that. They might be $300,000-$400,000 in debt, but you might have a 600 credit score, and you think, oh man, I'm crap. And then this person, and you see their full debt load, you'll be like, oh my God, okay, I'm cool with my 600 credit score. I only got $20,000 in debt. They got $300,000-$400,000. No, I'm cool with 600 credit score. Once you get out of debt, you really won't even care about a credit. You won't even care about a credit score. Now, I do have one credit card, okay, and that keeps me up about 730, 7 something. I don't look at it but once a month, right? I use it so I can rent cars. I have one credit card, so I can hotel rooms. It's a tool. It's nothing more than a tool. That's it. Am I clear about everything I'm saying? You got any more questions? Anybody got, if I'm skipping over anything, if I'm saying some terms that I'm not translating, and you know, Ill Willis, you know what I'm saying? You start talking computer terms, people really don't know what you're saying. I'm talking money. Let me know if I'm saying something wrong. I hope I explained the 401k briefly, quickly, so you can kind of get an idea of people that borrow against 401ks. That's a huge sign. That's a huge sign. You're borrowing your money. You're borrowing your money for your future today. See what I'm saying? That's exactly what you're doing. You're borrowing from your future today. Figure out why are you borrowing your money from your future today. Figure that answer out. It's just because you're in debt. Finance cars, anything you finance that depreciates. Again, like I said, if you stop financing anything, never ever finance anything that depreciates, you'll be rich. See how simple that sounds? It's so simple. Every now and then I'll wake up and I'll get pissed off and mad because I could have been a millionaire a long time ago. But it would have changed my whole outlook, how I look at a job, how jobs, the thought of, man, just how can I explain this, man? You look at a job is only to earn money, because if you don't earn money, you have to borrow money. I'm never going to earn money. So, I mean, I'm never going to borrow money. So I got to earn it. So I don't go to a job so I can finance a car. I don't go to a job so I can finance furniture and washer and dryer, tires, car stereo system. I'm there to make money. Period. That's it. Okay. Hey, I appreciate your questions. I really do. I want everybody to feel this. I really do. You're already there. You're debt free right now. There's things like my girlfriend now, she was debt free too, but there was things that she didn't know that businesses were taking advantage of her. You know, she didn't know her when I first came along, her phone bill was like $120 a month by herself. I said, "Oh no. We don't do none of that. Those days been gone years ago. Those high phone bills, that's a thing of the past. People don't even know that. That's been gone a long time ago. Like, people go get a phone, finance a phone, and then they'll go get a phone and then say, hey, your monthly bill is this. And then when they get the bill and they add all these taxes, that tax, this tax, the across the street tax, down the street tax, state tax, government tax, those taxes have been gone a long time ago. Long time. I haven't seen that in years. I pay $20 a month and I pay by the year. I drop $240, covers the whole year. Not until next year I'll get a text. Hey, your year is almost up. You want to charge another year? Sure, click yes. See you next year. That's it. I know how to cable, internet. I know how to do all that. Everything's legal. You don't have to do no scamming. You don't have to do no trickery. You just follow the rules, but you just follow the rules in a different way. And you don't pay full price for anything. I don't pay full price for anything. Nope, not at all. Those days are gone. Only people in debt have to pay full price. You know why? Because they have no money to do anything else. Period. Whether they know this or not is 100% irrelevant to math. That's irrelevant. Math doesn't care if you don't know if 1 + 1 = 2. When I ask somebody like, hey, do you know, this is what it sounds like to people that manage money well, okay? This is exactly when people respond, when people in the debt matrix respond with this answer. And when I ask somebody, hey, do you know how much debt you're in? And they go, it's around, I think it's, this is the same thing outside of the debt matrix. If I asked you, hey, what's 1 + 1? And you go, I think it's I would like doesn't that sound crazy? You'd be like, what? Exactly. That's exactly the same. It's exactly the same. But if you don't know that, you don't know that. Any other questions? As always, Ill Willis, I appreciate it. Record America, thank you for chiming in. If you guys know anybody that's ready to hear this, even people that would contradict what I'm saying, be against it, send it to them. It doesn't matter. Let them chime in. Let them ask questions. Everything I'm saying, check this out. Everything I'm saying, I can justify with math, and I'll make them agree with me. If they don't agree, they have to agree with math. So if they challenge me with something or say something, I have everybody, like, for example, this is what I'll do. Say like I'm in front of an audience, right? And somebody will challenge me with something with numbers. I'll first ask everybody to pull out the calculator on their phones so they can roll with me, right? And do the math. And then by the end of their question, I will justify what I'm saying with math. And then I'll ask them, am I wrong or right? Are you wrong or am I right? They will have to agree with me, because if they don't agree with the math, they'll look like a not smart person, a not smart person in front of a crowd of people. They have to. See how he, and I'm not even bragging. This is just, it is what it is. I didn't invent math. And that's what I always tell people. I didn't invent math. Why are you mad at me? I didn't invent math. It was here before I was born. It'll be here long after I'm dead. Okay. Hey, you know what? I responded to you last night. I got your email and I responded to it. But yeah, man, just hey, you know what I noticed too? Because I noticed when I was looking for help, I wasn't really a big chimer in on person. So I know there's more people that don't interact and just watch compared to people that interact. So I know views and likes. They really, I mean, you see how many followers I got? I got like 280 followers, right? And the average person would look at that and say, "Oh man, he only got 280 followers. He don't know what he's talking about." They'll just go by that. But I don't look at it that way. I wanted to show you guys how rare this is. You become financially free. This is how rare you will be. This is how much room and money to be made out here. It's crazy. You're just free. A job, hey, you won't take no crap. You won't take no crap at a job. A manager won't even intimidate you if he's got an attitude. Say like, and you guys, please don't think I'm joking. I'm dead serious. Okay, if your manager came in with an attitude, right? He came in to work with an attitude. You know what I would say if I was at work? Hey man, is something wrong with you today? I would say it just like that. Is something wrong with you today? Because I don't appreciate the way you're talking to me. That's exactly how I would say it. Don't talk to me like that. Normally, people are like, oh my God, what's the name? Is the manager's on one today? You better stay out of his way. This is the workplace. This is business. If you have an attitude problem, if something happened at home, I wouldn't say this part, but in my mind, I'm saying you need to stay at home. You don't bring that to work. Those are feelings. This is business. You're going to be the oddball, but what you got to understand is that businesses know business-minded people. You will accelerate even higher because they know you know how to separate feelings from business. Feelings have no business inside of business. I swear to God, the only job I think I need to work at is the central bank. They're the only ones that probably understand what I'm saying. The big banks, the big tall banks. I need to walk in. This is all I have to do is walk in and show them my credit report. They'll know exactly. I know what I'm talking about by looking at my credit report, not my credit score. They'll see how blank my credit report is, and they'll see my age. Look at my credit report, and they'll be like, "Oh my God, yeah, this guy knows what he's talking about. Look at his credit report. Nothing's on it." And he's got a high credit score with no debt. I always tell people, go and look at my credit report. I post it every month on Facebook. Statements of works, huh? I remember those, Willis. Now, I don't know what WBSs are. I don't know what those are, but I know what SOWs are. I don't miss those at all. If you don't like it now, let me tell you something. It's going to be a catch-22, Ill Willis. Once you become debt-free, you see how you don't like that right now? It's going to come tenfold. It's going to be like a spider on your neck. You're going to be like, oh my God, I can't take this anymore. I can't take it. I was going to mail, but. That does make sense. This is Record America. This is what I suggest. It's okay. Once you're already debt free, okay? You can afford to go get a job that pays less, that you like, and you will accelerate fast. Don't stay at a place that you're just once you're there just for the money. That's hell. You don't even want to get up. You don't even want to go. When I come and make these videos for you guys, I'm excited. I'm excited. You know where I get my information? You guys are going to trip. From people and TV commercials. When they say things on TV about they're trying to help you, consolidated loans will give you more money at the end of the month, I'll be cracking up laughing. I'll be like, you guys are so lying. But it's business. I never mix my feelings in there. Hey, who am I to tell you you shouldn't be doing that? It's business. It's just business. Nobody, you don't have more money at the end of the month. You charge them fees to make them believe they have more money at the end of the month. Then the person leaves thinking they have more money, and guess what they do? Go buy more stuff. It's crazy. Oh, workbook breakdown structure. Okay, gotcha. You know, honestly, Ill Willis, let me tell you something. When I look at job descriptions for IT jobs, honestly, man, I get sick to my stomach. The very thought of walking, just interviewing, hey, can you do AD? Can you do VB scripts? How about PowerShell? Okay, do you know what this cable is? Is this Ethernet or is this fiber? Okay, do you know these switches? What about these Cisco switches? Do you got your certification? Do you got your VCP? Do you got the MCSE? No, I don't want to know all that stuff either. I don't want to know. Now, don't get me wrong. I did like virtualization. I did like it. I did like it. I did love just being able to spin up a computer real quick, make it work from across the country and all that stuff. I did like that. But let me tell you something now. When I think back, my job should have been paying me double the price from what I was doing. Double the price. Double the salary. Because I was making it all connect. Let me tell you this one thing, Ill Willis. Let me tell you something like this. This is what I forgot to tell you this because you'll understand this. I remember one time, now I don't know, you said you don't really know about, do you know much about VMware connection brokers and security servers? I'm not sure if you know about those, all right? Security servers go out in the DMZ, okay? If you guys don't know about computers, I'm gonna lose you for a second. I'm just kind of, I'm gonna talk to Ill Willis for a second. All right, the connection broker. Now, the data center was in Seattle. Where we flew was all over the country, even outside the country, all right? There was, the way they could connect their virtual machines back to Seattle was through connection, through security servers out in the DMZ, okay? Out in the DMZ, all right? Now, when I first came to this particular job, what they were doing was matching one security server with one connection broker, but within the interface, you could only put in 5 connection brokers, but we had about 30 places we flew, okay? So we had to have multiple GUIs to manage, and I was like, to manage all of these different, I was like, there's no way VMware designed this to be like this. I had to log into one to get to this, log in another one. I said, nah, this ain't right. There's no way VMware, these are a multi-million-dollar company. There's no way they did it. So I'm asking everybody at my job, is this right? Is this right? I don't know. I don't know. I said, okay, cool. I went to a VMware conference in Vegas. I start talking to the so-called VMware experts. I said, hey, I have this problem. I have multiple GUIs for multiple locations. I just want one GUI to manage all the locations. You can't do it. You can't do this. You can't do that. I was like, I refused to accept what they were saying. Now, just like most IT people, nobody wants to read that boring manual, okay? One day I took about 2 hours and decided to read it from cover to cover, the white papers, okay? I found the answer inside the documentation. I could put multiple security servers to one connection broker, multiple to one connection broker, right? So I could put everything in one GUI and a security server for each location. I went back and emailed all these VMware so-called, it's not a cluster not like the ESXi servers, okay? Those are clusters. You can put like 32. Back then, I could max a cluster of 32 ESXi servers, right? Not the ESXi servers, but the actual interface of VMware, okay? You could call it a cluster, but it's not really called a cluster inside of there. But I can do multiple security servers to a connection broker, okay? I went back and emailed all these so-called VMware experts and told them and showed them where this was in the documentation. You know what they said? Oh, we didn't know. See what I'm saying? It's all about just take the time. Don't assume because this person's in a certain position, this person, I don't take the word for anybody. I go and read for myself. Discovered this, came back, I said, revamp the whole thing. My company was like, oh my God, you did this. You know what I should have said? I should have said, hey, double my salary, else I'm leaving. Else I'm not going to even implement this. That's what I should have said. That's what I should have did. But I didn't. I just did it. Guess what? My salary still stayed the same. I'll never do that again. Never. Had me stressing out the entire weekend. Their fast track from exactly, exactly. But you have to know. Don't be afraid. You know what hesitates, and I'm not sure if you're in debt. Debt is what made me hesitate to demand that salary because I was scared what they was going to say. If I was debt free and I wasn't debt free when I discovered this problem. If I was debt free, I would have said, "Hey, I would have brought up a meeting, displayed how I could do and change this whole design." But I would have said, "I want my salary doubled." If they would have said no, I would have said, "Okay, here's the documentation. Oh, you guys can do it. See you later. I'm leaving." How I know this? Because when I quit, I went to another company. They gave me a $50,000 raise. Then so I immediately thought back of what I could have did if I was debt free, but I was just too nervous to do it. Don't sell yourself short, man. I'm telling you, debt is making you hesitate. It's debt. Don't let that happen to you, man. You're missing money. You're doing this stuff. I know they're calling you after hours, emailing you, texting you. Why do you think they pay for your phone? Because they like you? That's not true. They like you, so they pay for your phone so they can have 24-hour access to your life. I promise you that's it. I promise you. Like I told you before, if I could go back, I would have a totally separate phone. If I wasn't on call when it's time for me to leave work, I'd power it off and put that phone in my desk. Period. You ain't calling me. Oh, you want to call me after hours? Oh yeah, we got to negotiate my salary, renegotiate my salary if you want to do that. Other than that, we ain't doing that. Because when I signed up for the job, on-call rotation was part of the process. I knew it. I clearly knew, said, okay, for this period of time, I'll be on call for a week, this and that. I knew that. But outside of that, no, sir. Hedge funds and law firms pay for lunch, so you don't need to go out. I know, so they can keep you there. It sounds like a good thing. Oh man, they pay for my phone, they pay for my lunch because they want you to stay right there. It sounds like a good thing. No, oh, then we won't pay for your lunch. Cool. I'll take my hour. Cool. Keep it. Give it to somebody. But remember, it's a double-edged sword. There are more people in debt than not. So that means there are more people that will sacrifice themselves to do exactly what they want. But you got to remember, also a smart business will see you, know how to separate those two. They will see you and you'll go up in a higher position. These are positions, I guarantee you, I don't know this for a fact, but one day I will. There are positions that are not listed because you must be out of debt to even understand these type of positions. I know they exist. I know they do. I know they do. They wouldn't be a multi-million-dollar business, multi-billion-dollar business if they didn't know this base. And all you got to do to prove to these companies is show them your credit report. If it's blank like mine and a high credit score, they will know that you know what you're talking about. You look at my credit report, I guarantee you won't see another one like it. First of all, people are too scared to show you their whole credit report. They think it's invasive, whatever. Doesn't matter. Somebody asked me to see my whole credit report, I will know why they're asking me that question. There's a reason why. When's the last time somebody asked you to see your whole credit report? Never. Never, because it's not a common question. People in the debt matrix only care about credit scores. You ask them to see their whole credit report, they'll say, "Why are you asking that question?" No, you can't. You can't see that. Whatever. I'll say, "Here you go. Want me to send you a picture? I'll email it to you. Here you go." Doesn't matter to me. You're selling yourself short because just a few things that you've told me. Been there, done that, get it, and especially like you said, well, it's just like you said. If they know you're competent, more competent than the rest, they're going to depend on you more. Notice that. Pay attention to that. If you see the business leaning on you, that's leverage. They need you. Would they be hurt if you walked in one day and say, "I quit, see you later"? Would they be hurt? They would. Would they close down? No. Would they be hurt? Yep. That's leverage. It's nothing. It's just business. It's nothing bad. I mean, hey, check it out. I want a raise. Well, we're going to get around to it. We got to, they come up with all these things. Oh, we'll wait till next quarter. We'll wait to see this and that and this and that. And then you say, no, I want a date. Next month or this month or the month after. You got 2 months. You got 2 months. This month, if they don't say you don't give it, if they don't give you a date, you give them a date. You got this month or next month. When you're debt free, you got money stacked in the bank. So you don't care if you quit. It doesn't matter. It's just a job. And if you know your skills, you won't have a problem finding another job. It's not a big deal. You know your skills. Like I told you before, interviews are totally different. You walk in, you ain't nervous. You're not crossing your fingers, hope you get the job. You're coming in to see if you want to work there. Hey, you know what? Check it out. If you guys hire me, are you guys expecting me to work after hours, even when I'm not on call? Yeah, I ain't doing none of that. No, thank you. This is not the job for me. Nope, I don't do that. Nobody's gonna own me 24 hours a day. Make me scared to leave my cell phone in another room for just in case I miss a call. I'll never let that happen again. I did that for years. No. Don't hurt yourself, man. Don't do that. You're selling yourself short. I promise you. And you get debt free. You become debt free, Willis. You won't be able to help but think back about all the money you missed, all the opportunity you missed. That's what I do. Sometimes I'll think back. I'll think back and say, damn. Then you get over it. I promise you. All right. Any questions? Any more questions? Ooh, see, I've been on here an hour. Doesn't even feel like it. Didn't even feel like it. Didn't even notice I was on for an hour. Didn't even know. Remember the movie Gambler and Mark? Did I watch that movie? I don't know. I'll check it out. It's a pretty good movie. The movie The Gambler, Mark Wahlberg and John. No, I didn't see that one. I might watch it tonight. Oh, you do need that money. But when you're debt free, you will always have that type of money. I promise you, you will always have that type of money. You won't be able to help it. It'll stack so fast in there. You'll think of anything. You'll think other things to invest. You'll know who to pick. You'll know who to pick as your tax. You don't need to know. Once you're debt free, you won't need to know about taxes. You won't need to know about. You won't be able to help. But once you understand taxes can help you rich, you won't be able to help you build wealth. You won't be able to help but know about taxes. For example, I could ask somebody, hey, do you know your tax bracket? If they don't know, I won't talk to them anymore. People that manage money well know exactly what tax bracket they're in. You don't not know, okay? You won't be able to help it. Everything, you'll look at jobs totally different. You'll look at a job strictly to earn money, period. It's nothing personal. Yeah, you'll make friends, whatever, but they're all at work. Some will be there because they have to be. Some will be there because they're just there to earn money. You'll know quickly who's there to earn money and who's there because they have to be there. Because mostly the people be complaining, oh my God, I don't want to be here. Oh, it's Monday. Oh, thank God it's Friday. Oh, I'm happy I get to work overtime. Woo, I get to work the holiday, get double time and a half. No, you're not. They'll add up this money in their head and thinking they're getting double time and a half. What are you doing? Forgetting about Uncle Sam? He's there to congratulate you right when you get your check. Hey, good job working overtime. All right, let me get my cut. You can have the rest. I'm gonna check that movie out tonight. Okay, it's The Gambler. Okay. All right, people. Love it all. I love it. Stay tuned for tomorrow. It's either going to be tomorrow or the day after. I got a good one for you. I've been working on a more about investing. I gave you a little snippet of it, but look forward to tomorrow. All right, Ill Willis, Record America. Looking forward to your emails. Throw out your question. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter if you want to talk about financial free. It might be a certain particular financial situation that you're in. I will always have the answer for you. I promise. All right, you guys have a good one. Okay. All right. Bye-bye.